Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Former Heat star takes advantage of unique opportunity for long-awaited farewell. Over this past weekend, a farewell game for recently retired Goran Dragic was held in his hometown of Slovenia. Dragic, known as the Dragon, put together an outstanding NBA career that featured himself being one of the best point guards of Miami Heat history. The energy, competitiveness, and ability to create for himself and others provided the Heat with all-star caliber production during his tenure. In some outside news related to the game, Bosh made a brief on-court appearance during the outing. He scored his first points since 2016 in a basketball game from the free throw line. Bosh, another Heat legend, suffered a heartbreaking career-ending illness during that 2015-16 season. He spoke to the European basket news media outlet on the time he spent grieving following his forced retirement. "Any time dealing with loss and death and stuff like that, you go through grief. I got over it. I believe it made me stronger. It made me focus on being more of a father. I won a couple of championships. Got to meet some great people, have some great teammates, great stories, great locker rooms. I'm a lucky guy." Bosh. Unfortunately, Bosh was never able to receive a proper send-off before going down with blood clots. His first experience with the illness came during the 2014-15 season, and he made a comeback the following year. But yet again, the ailment came back up, sidelining him for the entire second half and postseason during the 2015-16 season. Like the warrior that he is, a third comeback attempt was in the works for the 2016-17 season, but doctors wouldn't clear him heading into training camp. Bosh also talked to Basket News about not receiving that much-deserved farewell for his career. "I wasn't going to play today because I haven't played in so long, but I just wanted to be out there with him," Dragic, celebrating his career. "Everybody doesn't get a chance to do this. You don't even get a farewell sometimes." Bosh was an 11-time NBA All-Star and reached All-Star status each of his 6 years in South Beach. He won back-to-back championships with the franchise in 2012 and 2013, including the legendary season-saving rebound that led to Ray Allen's game-tying three-pointer. In his final NBA campaign in 2016, he averaged 19.1 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 2.4 assists on 46.4% shooting across 53 games played. Had he not gone down that year, Miami was well positioned to go on a deeper playoff run than they already did without him as the third seed in the Eastern Conference. He rounded out a balanced starting five that included Dragic, Dwayne Wade, Luol Deng, and Hassan Whiteside. Bosh's sacrifice after joining the Big Three with Wade and LeBron James doesn't get talked about enough. His number 1 jersey will forever be in the Heat rafters for the Hall of Famer. But his sudden retirement showcased more than ever to not take anything for granted in sports. Ways the Miami Heat can snatch back the Southeast Division from the Magic. The Miami Heat have had a stranglehold on the Southeast Division since its inception in 2005. The Heat have been crowned Southeast Kings 12 times, leading the record book. The Charlotte Hornets haven't won the division yet, but the Washington Wizards snuck one in during the 2017 season, the Atlanta Hawks have 2, and the pesky Orlando Magic have 5 division titles. The Magic added to their trophy case last year by dethroning the Heat as division champs. The Heat's in-state rival has an abundance of young talent and added a championship marksman this offseason to complement their youth. Are the Magic poised to run roughshod over the Southeast for the foreseeable future, or will the Heat dust themselves off and get back into the mix? The Heat offense clicks to its full potential. The Heat's offense has been in the mud for the last 2 seasons. After finishing 25th and 21st in offensive rating, changes need to be made if the Heat don't want to be stuck in the middle. A talent influx would turn the Heat's trajectory upside down, but that isn't feasible at the moment. The Heat need to control what they can to maximize their offensive potential, and that begins with shot diet. The mid-range and rim frequency numbers jump out like a curious George Jack-in-the-Box toy. Ranking number 1 in mid-range shooting team-wide is not ideal when you aren't getting to the rim. The other teams in the top 5 of mid-range shooting frequency are the Phoenix Suns, stuck in mediocrity even with that talent, the Detroit Pistons, the Chicago Bulls, and the Los Angeles Clippers. None of these teams are squads you should aspire to be like. Mid-ranges are healthy when taken in doses and get the defense unbalanced, but your offense becomes stale and predictable when you're in the bottom 3 in shots at the rim. Attacking the rack causes the defense to collapse, which leads to high-value open three-point looks. It's difficult to generate these looks when the top Heat scorers settle for midi jumpers so often. Tyler Herro upping the ante and getting up 10 threes a game would be some of the juice Miami's offense needs. Herro is one of the best jump shooters overall from everywhere on the court. Focusing on getting off threes over tough tween mid-ranges would be the beginning of maximizing the Heat's offense. Jimmy Butler, playing like 75% of playoff Jimmy in the regular season, maximizes the offense, too. Bam Adebayo tinkered with the idea of shooting threes last year. Over the last 17 games of the regular season, Bam connected on 14 of 28 threes. He looked comfortable shooting in the Olympics, too. The threat of Bam spacing defenses brings teenage excitement to my heart. The Magic's offense was poor last year because they didn't shoot threes. Their 27th three-point frequency rating is why they nabbed championship marksman Kentavious Caldwell-Pope this offseason. Orlando shot the ball at the rim more than anybody, so grabbing a movement shooter like KCP could do wonders for their eyesore of an offense. For the Heat's sake, let's hope Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner don't take ginormous leaps and that 2 of our rockstar young players do instead. Miami Heat hero offered to take less money to help sign Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was linked with a move to the Miami Heat earlier this summer, but the rumors ultimately led to nowhere of substance. This is not the first time that a move to South Beach has failed to materialize for KD either. LeBron James changed the game of basketball when he joined the Heat in 2010 to team up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, and form a super team that would bring 2 championships to the franchise. 6 years later, another move of similar magnitude took place when Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors. Incidentally, there is a possibility that Durant could have been LeBron's replacement for the Heat if a move had worked out. In fact, Hassan Whiteside was ready to take less money if it meant that the Heat signed Durant in 2016. While speaking on the OG's show, he said, "Kevin Durant came and took the meeting. I told Pat, I said if KD comes I'll take less money. It was more so about winning. We would have Goran, D-Wade, Kevin Durant, Chris Bosh, and then me at the 5. That looks like quite the team on paper for sure." Ultimately, things might not have worked out as well as expected though. One has to remember that Bosh would soon be forced into retirement as a result of a blood clotting condition. Would it have worked without him? It played out quite well for Durant in Golden State. He won a couple of championships as well as finals MVPs. It must have felt even sweeter to do it against LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, many people always try to put an asterisk beside Durant's achievements with the Warriors because he joined a team that had already won a championship and came close to winning a second straight one before blowing a 3-1 lead in the finals. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.